Hi, I'm Dawn Priolat, and today I want to tap with you on the addiction to anxiety, because I really think that the addiction to anxiety is really what's going on underneath all addictions. In fact, it's what's going on underneath love addiction or relationship addiction, um, sex addiction. Any of you out there who have addiction to Coca-Cola or Pepsi um, or caffeine in any form, amphetamines, what you're really getting out of that, think about this, is you're getting that rush. You're getting that adrenaline rush. And that may be really what it is you're addicted to. And so the caffeine is just kind of giving it to you in an artificial way. Um, but what may have happened is, especially if you grew up in a very stressful home where there were, you had to see your parents fighting all the time, or there was actual abuse going on, and so you felt like you had to be on guard at all times. In other words, you were literally, your fight or flight response was going 24/7 in order to be able to protect yourself from anything that might happen. Well, this would have a tendency to give you an addiction to the chemicals of anxiety, because you became so used to having those chemicals in your bloodstream all the time that just when things start to calm down in your life, underneath it all, your cell receptors they're actually craving those chemicals of addiction. And that's why you will time and time again try, on an unconscious level, of course, you're not doing this on purpose, but on an unconscious level, you will draw to you situations that will cause stress and anxiety in your life, just so that your cell receptors, your body can satisfy that craving for the chemicals of anxiety. So we're going to work on that today. So we're going to start by tapping on the karate chop point. And you can just repeat after me out loud or in your head, whichever is most comfortable to you. Even though my cells are addicted to the chemicals of anxiety, I deeply and completely love and accept and trust myself. Even though I have an addiction to the chemicals of anxiety, and it causes me to create a lot of havoc in my life, I deeply and completely love, accept, and trust myself. Even though my cells just cannot get enough of these chemicals of anxiety, my body craves them more and more. I deeply and completely love and accept and trust myself. Even though my cell receptors really have to have their fix of the chemicals of anxiety, and so I have to do something to produce it, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Okay, now we're going to tap on the top of the head. My body just can't get enough of these chemicals of anxiety. And beginning of the eyebrows. I am addicted to the chemicals of anxiety. End of the eyebrow. Every time things start to get too calm, I get very uncomfortable because my body is craving those chemicals of anxiety. Under the eye, even though I am craving the chemicals of anxiety all the time, and I'm trying to do whatever I can to attract situations to make me anxious so that I can get those chemicals. Under the nose, I always find something to feel anxious about, and if there is nothing to feel anxious about, I'll create it. And now the chin. Every cell receptor in my body is craving these chemicals of anxiety. Okay, now we're going to start again at the top of the head. Even though I'm craving this chemical of addiction, this chemical addiction to anxiety in every muscle of my body. Now, beginning of the eyebrows, I am carrying this addiction to the chemicals of anxiety in every cell of my bones. I have this addiction to the chemicals of anxiety in every cell of every ligament of my body. I have this addiction to anxiety in all of the cells of every tendon of my body. I have this chemical addiction to anxiety in every cell of the cartilage of my body. And now on the chin. I am carrying this addiction to anxiety in all of the nerves of my body. Now we'll go back up to the top of the head. I am carrying this addiction to this chemicals of anxiety in all the membranes of my body. I have this chemical addiction to anxiety in every cell of my skin. And now the end of the eyebrow. I have this chemical addiction to anxiety in every cell of my spine. Under the eyes, I have this chemical addiction to anxiety in all the fluids of my body. Under the nose, I have this chemical addiction to anxiety in all of the organs of my body. And the chin, I have this chemical addiction to anxiety in every cell of my heart. And now back to the top of the head. I have this chemical addiction to anxiety in all of the neural pathways of my brain. Beginning of the eyebrows. I have this chemical addiction in every cell of my eyes. End of the eyebrow. I have this chemical addiction in every cell of my ears. Under the eyes, I have this chemical addiction to anxiety in every cell of my touch. Under the nose, I have this chemical addiction to anxiety in every cell of my mouth and my taste buds. And now on the chin, I have this chemical addiction to anxiety in every cell of my energy body and my etheric body. Okay, now we're going to go back to tapping on your karate chop spot. And now we're just going to give your body permission to release this chemical addiction to anxiety. I give my body permission to release this need for this addiction to anxiety from every cell of my body, from every cell of my etheric body. It is now safe to let go of this chemical addiction to anxiety from every cell of my body. I now give my body permission to release it from this day forward. And now take a deep breath. Okay, so that is the tapping for the chemical addiction to anxiety. And I recommend that you try doing this. I mean, you should notice results right away, but you might want to do this for an extended period of time. Try doing it for a week or so and see how it helps you. So once again, this is Dawn Priolet, and I'll see you next time.